Very good afternoon. You're watching News 9 with me, Akshita. And first up, we've got some big news coming in. Ambarish's wife, Sumalata's email account has been hacked. Sumalata's Yahoo email ID has been hacked, and the hackers have sent an email to Sumalata's friends. It is understood that these particular hackers have gone ahead and emailed all of Sumalata's friends asking for financial help. Of course, this is what we understand. We understand that Sumalata, who is Ambarish's wife, has been targeted by hackers. Her email ID, her Yahoo ID has been hacked, and it is understood that these hackers attempted to email Sumalata's friends and went ahead and asked them for money when asking for financial help. So it looks like this particular hacking activity was done by a bunch of miscreants who were hoping to earn a quick buck or two. But we understand that Sumalata immediately realized what was taking place, and she went ahead and ensured that nobody sends across money. She's asked all her friends to ignore any emails from her, and of course we understand that Sumalata has also gone ahead and filed a complaint over her email account being hacked. We understand that this was her Yahoo ID, and they have gone ahead and sought some sort of financial help. My colleague Arun now joins us on the phone lines with more details. Arun, clearly Sumalata being the victim of hacking there. What more do we know about this case? Do we know exactly how Sumalata came to find out that her account was hacked?
Akshita, this incident reportedly happened about 1 or 2 days ago, and apparently some of the friends and associates of Sumalata, the wife of rebel star Ambarish, seem to have sent out emails asking for money, saying that she was stuck up in Ukraine, whereas she was very much in India. And that seemed to have triggered off a volley of queries, and when the queries were traced, it was figured out that the email account had been hacked. We don't know whether this was hacked from within India or outside India, because that will have to be traced based on the server location. Now, clearly this goes on to once again highlight the fact that as far as internet usage is concerned, you need to be extremely cautious, ensure that when you use your email account, log off properly and ensure that you have a very secure password, because if there was some problem, then there are any number of hackers who are available. In fact, ethical hacking is also practiced these days, so we don't know whether this was an act of mischief or whether there was an ethical hacker involved. But clearly now the cyber police, having been tipped off, will start their investigations, and we will be in a position to identify probably from where this particular mischief email came. But remember, this is not the first time that you're talking of these kind of incidences. You've had similar such incidences in the past, the most famous being the Nigerian emails that come asking, soliciting for financial assistance or promising to deposit money into bank accounts if you were to give the bank account details. So clearly, one more incident. One hopes that the police are able to crack it at the earliest, so that the mischief monger can be immediately arrested and tried in the court of law, Akshita.
Right, Arun, also of course you did state that a police complaint has been filed, but quite clearly these hackers were looking for earning a quick buck or two. Any word on when or on if in fact any of Sumalata's friends had gone ahead and given the money as well?
There is no information on that, but probably the very fact that this particular suspect male came saying that she was of all the places in Ukraine and desperately in need of money could have triggered a bit of panic among the friends who did the wise thing in terms of calling up Ambarish's house, or perhaps calling Sumalata herself directly and checking out what exactly was the situation. And that is how perhaps the actress came to know that her account had been hacked. But thankfully some smart thinking on the part of Sumalata's friends, in the sense that they did not fall prey to this kind of a request. Remember, there are numerous such requests that one gets on the mobile as well as on the email account. But in this particular case, people did not fall prey to it, and they immediately alerted the actress, who then has figured out that yes, there is an issue, and then the requisite kind of remedial action would now be forthcoming, in the sense that the police will be tipped off and they will launch an investigation into it, Akshita.
Right, Arun. Thank you so much for joining us with all those details. Sumalata being the latest victim of hacking, where we understand that hackers seem to have targeted her Yahoo account and then went ahead and sent her email to all her friends demanding for some help. It is understood that they asked for money, considering that she was stuck in Ukraine. Her friends, of course, got suspicious, immediately called up Sumalata to find out that someone had hacked her ID. She's gone ahead and filed a complaint. So, of course, the cyber cell will be hoping to go ahead and crack down on exactly whoever went ahead and committed this act. Moving on, in a shocking incident, a man murdered his daughter's lover after she went missing and took his body to the police station and surrendered before the police. The deceased has been identified as 25-year-old Sadiq, a resident of Siddhapura. The accused, Riaz Khan, is said to have slit Sadiq's throat and killed him on Banarkata Road this morning and then forced his body into a gunny bag. Riaz Khan then took the body on his Honda Activa and rode straight to the K.R.Puram police station. The case has now been taken over by the Banarkata police since the crime was committed there. Riaz was reportedly enraged after his daughter eloped with Sadiq. This morning, he went in search of the duo and then killed Sadiq. Currently, Riaz is being interrogated at the police station. Reportedly, a missing complaint had been filed by Riaz with the K.R.Puram police, but with no answers coming in, Riaz went ahead and committed this shocking act. And well, it is understood that the reason Riaz Khan had committed such an act is because his daughter is a minor. His daughter is merely 11 to 12 years old, and she had eloped with a man who was almost twice her age, a 25-year-old Sadiq Pasha. It is also understood that Sadiq had time and again spoken to Riaz. It is said that Sadiq had even gotten his family to speak to Riaz. Sadiq's relatives and parents spoke to Riaz, requested Riaz's daughter's hand in marriage, and even stated that even if that happens later, they are perfectly fine with it, but wanted a commitment of sorts. Riaz, however, blew his lid and stated quite simply that no, he will not let his daughter get married to this man, and it looks like that's possibly led to the anger. Soon after, Riaz also realized that his daughter has in fact gone with Sadiq, and that's why he turned up and murdered Sadiq. It is understood that it took place in Banarkata. Soon after, Riaz did not try to go ahead and hush up the murder. He did not try to make a run for it. Instead, after slitting Sadiq's throat, he went ahead and stuffed Sadiq's body into a gunny bag and rode all the way to the K.R.Puram police station, where he went ahead and confessed to the crime. It is understood that Riaz has now been taken to the Banarkata police, and they are also going ahead and revisiting the crime scene to go ahead and recreate exactly what took place. It is understood that the daughter as of now is still missing. She is only 11 or 12 years old, and mind you, the police are looking out for her because she is definitely the missing link in this particular incident. There's no word on whether she was present when the murder as well took place. It is understood that this man, Riaz, is very much mentally stable, but the anger got the better of him, the rage over the fact that his minor daughter, his little daughter, had in fact eloped with a 25-year-old man. In fact, Sadiq had not tried to go away, not tried to run away with the little girl, but instead had called up Riaz and told him of his intentions to marry the girl. In fact, this has been an ongoing issue for quite a few days now, and Riaz, clearly unable to take it anymore, decided to go ahead and take action. And that is the bike, that is the Activa in which Riaz had brought this particular body on. In fact, you can see that there are a couple of bloodstains as well. Remember, this took place early in the morning, soon after he stuffed the body in a gunny bag and rode all the way from Banarghata to KR Puram, confessed to the crime. And of course, now the police are questioning him. They're also going ahead and questioning Sadiq's family. And now they're on the lookout for Riaz's daughter. She is in the 7th standard, so they are awaiting some sort of sign of her. My colleague Deepak, who was in fact closely tracking this case, takes us through all the details.
The KR Puram police station witnessed one of the most gory incidents when a man earlier this morning came into the police station on his Activa, drove right into the police station with a gunny bag placed right in the front, approached one of the constables here and told him that he has killed a man. This was one of the most shocking revelations to all the police constables and the people stationed inside. Now, to narrate what exactly happened, now this person who has been identified as Riaz had filed a police complaint about a couple of days ago about his daughter who had gone missing. Now, this person that he has murdered was brought on this particular bike. The person, the deceased, has been identified as Sadiq, who's about 25 years old, was placed in the front of this particular bike in a gunny bag and brought to the police station. The gunny bag was tied after he was his throat was slit and he was brutally murdered. The bike number KA03EL3421. Now the incident took place at on Banarghata Road near Siddhapura. That's where he was murdered and then brought to this particular police station. The police are right now looking at all the aspects. They are investigating the spot of the crime and looking at why exactly this crime was committed. One of the most shocking things is the fact that he himself surrendered to the police, claiming that he has murdered this man. And the police will be looking at all aspects of investigations and trying to reach the conclusion of this particular case. With camera person Balaji, this is Deepak Bopana for News 9.
Moving on, a video clip is showing a class teacher brutally caning an 8-year-old child in a school for special children went viral among parents on June 30th. The boy's parents learnt that it was their own child only when they saw it after Parents Teachers Association meeting on August 2nd. Well, the Matunga Centre for Differently Abled Children is among the chain's 4 schools in Mumbai and Pune. 30 students aged above 5 study at this centre. The clip was recorded by a resident of a neighbouring building. It shows the teacher thrash and shout at the kids, including the victim. Well, the worst form of corporal punishment there is, even as we're looking at so many incidents coming to light here in the city as well. It looks like this is a similar situation across the country. Corporal punishment is in fact being meted out to these students, and it's definitely something that's led to a lot of anger. In fact, what we see on our screens is definitely reminiscent of what took place in Andhra Pradesh, where a principal went ahead and brutally caned visually challenged children.